Hey family, happy Friday. So listen, for a while I have been talking about doing a Financial Friday video. So happy Financial Friday. Welcome to the first ever premiere of Financial Friday. Guys, what Financial Friday is intended for is to help us to learn how to budget, to learn how to save, y'all. Because if y'all anything like me, at some point I was not good at budgeting, I was not good at saving, and I was a horrible steward of my finances, right? So what better way than to learn to do this together, right? So Financial Friday is meant to cover savings, budgeting, finance management. It is meant to help with investments, to help build generational wealth. Everybody like to throw around that term here lately, and I probably the last couple of years I've heard that term so much: financial wealth, generational financial wealth. But what does financial wealth look like? And if you anything like me, baby, generational wealth start right now, like right now, like with you. Yo, like, and I'm laughing, but honestly, it's a serious thing. So if you are like me and generational wealth started with you, listen, that means we behind the mark. That means so we got to set up for generations to come. And so how do we do that, right? How do we get there? Where do we start? Because I mean, and those are the questions I had. Where do we start? How do I get there? We start with budgeting. That's a hard word if y'all like me. Whew, y'all, somebody tell you the budget, I feel like you just cussed me all the way out. And I felt it in my shot. No, you just disrespected me in front of Jesus and my family. But no, it's necessary, right? Because what we don't want is we don't ever want to not leave a legacy for ourselves, for our children. And maybe you don't have children, right? Maybe you just want to be able to save in order to create financial comfort for yourself. That's a real thing, right? In order to increase your cash flow and in order to help you with that financial stability. Y'all ain't talking about Bitcoin. I'm not talking about, what's that other one? Crypto. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about learning how to budget and manage the income that you already have in order to expand on your income, in order to create savings, right? And then we're going to turn our savings into investments. Okay. So where do we start? We start by creating a budget. And a budget is not going to look the same for everybody, right? So I don't care if you got $100 a month or you have 500,000 a month, right? Budgeting is necessary. Budgeting is a key part to saving, and budgeting is a key part, or savings is a key part in order to create financial stability, in order to grow and create ultimately financial wealth, right? So to start with budgeting, y'all ain't bring my pen and paper because I got it in memory, because that's how much I have had to practice actively the repetition each month of budgeting. And budgeting is not a one-time thing. Budgeting is a lifestyle change, and it's not an easy lifestyle change. Okay. So we start by budgeting. What we do is, in order to start budgeting, we are going to collect all of our bills, and we are going to sit down. I don't know how many of y'all, if y'all like me, the 25 plus crowd, 30 is the new 20. So watch your mouth. Don't even think it. So if you like me and you are in the 25 plus crowd, some of us did checkbook balancing, right? We learned how to balance checkbooks when we were in school in home economics. Now home economics is not a thing. And so a lot of people, especially a lot of younger adults, are not being taught how to balance checkbooks. Y'all, this ain't that, because I ain't going to balance no checkbook today. But I will teach you how to allocate all of your bills together, sit down, come up with a budgeting strategy that best fits and works for you in order to create the savings that you need. And for me, it has been such an easy, well, not an easy transition, but it has been easier when I have the tools and the skills that have taught me how to budget. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go back. We're going to collect all of your bills, right? Your monthly bills, and you're also going to look at your finances, right? That is what's known as your debt to income ratio. Write that down if you ain't got a pen and paper like me. I don't know, my memory good some days, not all days, but that's what is called your debt to income ratio. Your debt to income ratio is important when you are trying to budget, because if your income is only 20% and you trying to figure out how to kick out 80% each month for your bills, it ain't gonna work. That is going to put you upside down. So we have to, and that's why it's important to pull all our bills together and look at our financial income so that we can see where we are as it relates to budgeting. Okay. So as we are going over our expenses versus income, what we really want to see is we really like to be below the 30% threshold. So the way you figure out where your threshold is, you're going to add up your bills and you're going to do a total, right? So add up all of your bills. You're going to do a grand total of how much your bills is, right? You're going to add up your income to see how much your income is, right? You are going to subtract the total amount of your bills from the total amount of your income, right? Right. Okay. So that's where we're going to start. So once we get that total amount of how much our income is versus how much our actual income base versus what we're actually putting out, the next thing, y'all, this is the hard part for me. Because, baby, whew, when you see them numbers dropping with the income because you spend all that money on bills. Listen, that's why it is important for us to make sure that we are looking at essential bills, right? So, for me, I created a bill with this hair. And y'all see, I got my little unicorn, African unicorn going on today. But I did better time than today. You know why? Because I watched another YouTube tutorial. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But okay, so once you subtract your total amount of bills from your total amount of income, that should give you a standard amount of what you have left over each month. So based on that amount, typically what you like to do is, and this is just for my purposes, and like I said, budgeting is going to look different for each of us because we are not all equal as it relates to our income. And so one of the things I like to do is, for me, I like to take 10% for savings. And I'm a believer, y'all. I'm a firm believer. So I take another 10% for church, for my tithes. And so that's actually for me. And I don't want to say a bill, but it actually is a bill for me. And I include that in the amount that I take out each month because that's something that I want to, that's a cause that is necessary for me, right? So based on that, I like to take 10% back and put 10% of my savings. 5%. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5%. And y'all like 5%? Yes, 5%. I put 5% in my checking account in order to be able to spend. That's my semi-monthly expenditures. 5%, y'all. Whew. And that, when I tell you, that's not easy when you got 5 kids, but it's necessary. Well, ooh, Jesus, I got 6 kids. Lord have mercy. Multiple children. But it's necessary because one of the things is we get so caught up in, well, I need to buy this. I need to buy that. I need to do this. I need to do that. We look at the here and now, but we don't look at the long-term picture. And I don't know, long-term, you might want to buy a home. You might want to invest in some stocks. You might want to invest in some real estate. You might be a hyper entrepreneur and you want to save some money for your business. So when you get ready to establish business credit, we're going to cover that too at some point. Well, when you want to start a business and establish business credit, one of the things is they look at your personal assets, right? And if you ain't got no assets and your personal credit all jacked up, how are you going to manage business assets, right? So I take 5%, and that's really what I live off of. That 5% includes, I use towards my gas daily. I use towards little knick-knack stuff around the house that I may or may need throughout, that semi-weekly time frame. So yeah, that's step one. Step one is starting to budget, right? And it is necessary. Pull out your calculator. Most of us got calculators on our phone. Pull out your calculator to help you to come up with a firm budget. Set a bottom line. For me, my bottom line each month, at the end of each month, I like to have at least $300 in savings. And that's not, I like to add at least $300. Let me say it that way. I like to add an additional $300 to my savings. And I like to at least end the month with $300 in my checking, right? And so for me, that for me creates a cushion and some wiggle room for me to start saving, budgeting. Remember that word, budgeting. The second word for Your first ever Financial Friday is debt to income ratio. Your third word, I don't know if you guys have thought about this, but a checking account and a savings account, man, they are necessary. They're absolutely necessary. And if you like me, so for some of us, not all of us, so I jacked up my credit and my bank credibility. Banking credibility, financial credibility is a real thing. I jacked up my banking credibility when I was a whole lot younger, y'all. Whew, baby. So having to learn to save and budget has been a whole process for me, but it has been a necessary process. So because my goal was, like I think I said a couple of videos back, I wanted to own a home. That was big for me this year. I wanted to buy a home. Y'all, I can't wait to show y'all the video. But look, that's my little spoil. I can't wait to show y'all the video. But yeah, like I want a new vehicle, right? So my banking credibility was one of the things, and that's where y'all got to write down, banking credibility. My banking credibility was shot. So I had to go back to learn how to save, to learn how to budget so I could be in a position to save. So if you don't already have one, even if your savings account starts with a piggy bank, yes, the little peak pigs that go oink oink, that's plastic that you can get for Walmart for $5, because that's what I started off doing. Even if it starts that way, y'all don't despise humble beginnings. If that means your leftover change each time you go to the store, you put into the piggy bank, that's a savings. And that's how you start to build the savings, right? And believe it or not, if you're pacing yourself as it relates to your spending and your spending habits, that's another word, spending habits, write it down. Pacing yourself based on your spending habits, right? And you are able to set a certain amount. So for me now, when I go into the store, I'm not going to spend more than $20 at Walmart. I make a list. Making a list is important. I make a list of what I need. I compare prices before I go. And then I go and buy what I need based on who has the most cost efficient price. Because y'all ain't cheap. I'm just frugal because I need to save. Because one day I want to have me some long Brazilian Indian rimming hair down my back. And that's like a whole lot of money that, I need to be budgeting for and saving for, okay? All right, y'all. So listen, drop down in the comments. Let me know what your financial goals are. Some of the things you want to talk about on Financial Friday, because I am soon going to start having guests to come help us out with Financial Friday. I want to have some financial advisors come by, an accountant a couple of times a month to come by, a real estate agent, just in case, hey, you're in the market to buy a house, investment brokers, because hey, some of us, our goal is to start investments that will create yields for us so that we can have high yield accounts, so we can have money. Okay. All right. So guys, drop down in the comment. Let me know what financial what financial topics you want to see me cover for Financial Friday. What goals you have as it relates to your personal finances. And we're going to get some people on here to help us. Okay. All right, guys. Peace, love, blessings to you all. Happy Friday. Listen, don't forget, my goal is to have 10,000 new subscribers, or 10,000 subscribers total by, I'm going to say March of next year. So, and I said a couple of videos back, the goal is consistency. So this is what consistency looks like, guys. So peace, love, blessings to you all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. If you guys want to be a part of Financial Fridays, just stay tuned. Mark your calendars, because every Friday, listen, starting today, we're going to be here on Fridays because we're ready, right? I am ready for a change in my overall financial fitness and financial health, because I want to create a new financial culture. Financial culture, that's another word. I want to create a new financial culture for my family to create generational wealth for our generational legacy. So listen, if that's something you're interested in, guys, comment below and stay tuned on Fridays because we're ready. Peace, love, blessings. Enjoy your Friday.